Welcome to Beautifully Ruined, the podcast where we believe that being beautifully ruined isn't the end, but the beginning of a remarkable journey. I'm your host, A.D. Calgon, and guys, we have made it to episode number 14. Y'all, you had people shocked. Your silence wasn't because you were somewhere weeping about what was, what could have been, what happened. No, you have been busy making power moves. You hear me? Power moves. And everybody think that you planned all of this, but little do they know, you were just simply being obedient to God. God didn't even share all the steps with you. God, universe, whoever you believe, he didn't even share all the steps with you, right? And he didn't share that to you because he knew that you would go tell everybody else. You would tell that toxic friend, that toxic family member, that envious person that, had you told, they would try to go beat you to what God told you and claim it as their own, right? And the thing of it is, you've let go and you forgave toxic people, toxic environments, situations that no longer served you. You let go of those bad habits. You even let go of an old way of thinking and change your mindset, right? And as you begin to do this, and as you begin to take these steps, you literally went from being loyal to, situations that didn't serve you, toxic people, bad habits, all these negative things, to being loyal to yourself, to your growth, to your goals. And as you did that, step by step by step by step by step, they've all managed to come together. And the thing of it is, you did one step, you didn't know the rest of the steps, but you said, okay, God, I'm going to do this step. I'm going to do it with all my might, and I'm going to master this step. And once you did that step, right, and you got comfortable, and you may even straddle the fence a little bit like, Lord, why are you having me do this, right? But he just still wanted to test you out. He wanted to test if you were going to go backwards, if you were going to revert back, if you had actually learned from that step. And once you prove that you had learned from that step, once you had passed that pop quiz or pop test or whatever exam, he then unlocked another step. He sent you another earth angel and said, hey, had you thought about doing this? Or maybe he even gave you the idea of doing this next step. And you say, okay, you know what? I may not know how to do the next step. I may be afraid of doing the next step, but I'm going to do my research. I'm going to go seek somebody out who knows what to do. And I'm not going to give up. I'm going to take that new step. I'm going to start where I'm at with what I have, and I'm going to conquer it. And it may be uncomfortable, but I'm going to do it. And as you walk, as you stumbled, as you walked in fear, as people on the outside looking at you take these independently steps, thought you were losing your mind, thought you were doing all of this for no reason, it began to get a little clearer. It began to get, make a little bit more sense. You begin to find your footing. You begin to learn from the mistakes that you had to make, right? And that's how we learn. We learn literally from our mistakes. If we didn't make any mistakes, we wouldn't have anything to learn. We would have known it already, right? But a lot of times, I kid you not, I find that I learn more from making mistakes than from just doing it right the first time. I would literally figure out 50 million ways to do it wrong, right? To find that one way that I know will work. And it's unshakable faith that I know it worked, because I know that when I did this, that didn't work. I know when I did that, that didn't work. I know when I did that, that didn't work. So once I found the path, once I found the way, do you think I'm going to go back to what didn't work? No, I'm going to stay on what worked. And that's exactly what you did, my friend. You figured out what worked for you, and you begin to work that thing. Do you hear me? You begin to work that thing. You planted that seed. You nourished that seed. And God didn't even give you everything that you need to know, because he knew, had you known, you would have shared it and people would have tainted that seed. But now that seed is beginning to sprout. It's beginning to grow. And now you have an idea of what it's about to grow into. And I leave you with this, friends. It's still not even the time to just rest on your laurels, right? Say, oh, it's going to come. No. Now you have an idea of why you went through those steps, right? And where you're going. There's more steps to go. So we're going to trust God, trust the universe, trust our intuition, trust that little small voice in our head, in our heart about the decisions that we're going to make, right? We're going to become consistent at growing, at learning from the mistakes and applying what we've learned in those steps. And as we master those steps, we're not going to worry about when the next step is going to come, right? Because it will come. As long as you do right by people, as long as you do right by yourself, as long as you stay committed to what God put in your heart, right before you know it, that person will come and bless your soul. That idea will come and bless your soul. It may be in an email. It may be on a notepad. It may be on a billboard you walking down the street. But suddenly and unexpectedly, you will get the next step. And when that next step comes, it's not for you to, sit in hesitation. No, it's for you to be decisive. It's for you to say, you know what? I am all in. I am willing to scratch my knees. I am willing to fall, but I am going to take this next step. I am going to master this next step, understanding that ultimately, once you do, the step after that will unveil itself. The step after that will unveil itself. And before you know it, that bigger picture that you always felt since you were a kid, that bigger picture that you always felt in your heart that you would become, that you would have this type of life, it will begin to unfold. You will have manifested your dream life, what you always felt that you were since you were a kid, before you even knew about steps, before you even knew how you would possibly get there. It will begin to unfold in front of your eyes. And it's at that point of unfolding that you share with others who have that thirst just like you, who want to know the knowledge. They don't necessarily want the fish, but they want you to teach them how to fish. And it's at that point you begin to pass the baton. You show them, you let them know, your mistakes, how you grew from them, the right way of doing it. And it's up to them to take what knowledge that you shared with them and apply it in their lives and take the steps for them. You can't take the steps for them. They'll have to take the steps for themselves, right? But as you do this, right, you will not only get to your goals, not necessarily the destination, because I think it's revolving, right? But to the life that you always imagine. But then that's where your legacy comes into play, right? Because now, on your way, on your path, you've helped everyone along the way. And as you grow, they're growing as well. And so, my friends, you guys have got it. You have stayed committed. You have passed the test. You have been to hell and back. You have dug deep. You have blocked the naysayers out. And you have taken all the steps. You have been obedient, and there's more steps to take. But I want you to do this for me. I want you to look back on the steps that you've taken and the obedience that you've how obedient you've been and how it's paid off for you. And I want you to remember when those new steps become challenging, when those new steps, you get a little shaken up, you get a little scared. I want you to think about how that obedience paid off, how that consistency paid off, how you taking good risk paid off, how you were willing to let go of all the false identities, all the fears, letting go, all the false sense of security, and literally grasping for your dreams and how it paid off. And I believe that when you do that, right? It will empower you. It will embolden you. It will give you the courage to move forward and keep moving forward and educate the ones who would like to move forward. Now, you can't take everybody with you, right? But you most definitely will meet other people who will want to know the steps that you take, right? And they will come. They will come as you go. They may not look like you. They may not sound like you. They may not even be your own family, but it's in you. It's God's purpose for you, right? They're connected to you to help those type of people, just as someone has helped you. So until next time, thank you.